I'm going to start streaming. All right. Tell me when that pops up. It's up. You doing good? Welcome everybody to Friday night. No, Monday night. I'm sorry, I'm doing so many YouTube's live casts. I can't keep it straight. This is Monday night. This is Axanar Confidential number 9. My special guest today, right up there, is Dana Wagner. I call him the bridge construction guru. Whose frame just Dana. You cannot stay in your box. Stay in your lane, dude. Stay in your lane here. How you doing, Dana? It's good to see you.
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Good. Now, everyone, Dana started out as one of our main volunteers and just kept taking on more and more and more work. He doesn't know when to say no. And really, the bridge is what it is now because of Dana, because his hard work. Dana and James Simpson, of course, are the two main guys. James Simpson's working on one side of the wall, doing all the electronics and the computers. And Dana's on the other side doing all the work on the bridge, routing the panels, inserting the panels, painting them, blah, 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 blah. And I've got everything up there on the screen right now so everyone can see. These are pictures Dana took this week. By the way, welcome, Dana.
Thank you.
Now,
good to be here.
Dana lives about 20 minutes away in the boondocks called Monroe. And Dana built his own house. He literally built it from scratch. Like, I don't know. I'm sure you didn't pour the concrete, but you know, pretty much everything, all the stuff, all the paneling, everything. And I've got pictures of Dana's house. We're going to share his basement. Listen, and we already got Dave G Sound, one of our regular viewers, already gave us a $5 super chat. Hi, man. Here you go. And can't believe how hard you work. Good on you. Thank you, Dave. We really appreciate that. We got a group of regulars who are just freaking amazing. I love you guys. And there's Trey McElwain, Axanar Comics. Trey, how you doing? Trey is in Austin, Texas, and we missed when we were down there as we were rescuing, as we were bringing back the puppy we had rescued. So we're a little light on dogs here. Thankfully, Dreamy, the Rottweiler, 50-pound Rottweiler, is off getting spayed today. But Eccleston Angel, Val, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Val, do you actually know that Monroe is nice, or are you just saying that to make Dana feel good?
Monroe is great.
It's the middle of nowhere. Anyway, it is kind of cute if you like living in the country. Yes, everyone, please, you'll see our header up there is a picture of our Patreon, which isn't even accurate. That's an old one. We're over I think we're at $1,901 on our Patreon today with like over, let's see, where are we? We're, survey says 208 patrons, 1901 is the amount we're raising every month. So thank you very much. Go to our Patreon, Ares Studios on Patreon, and donate. And now, okay, let's just look at these photos because they are fracking amazing. And some people are like, oh, those look like the other photos. No, I saw it, Dana. I mean, how seamless the edges are. I mean, they're not seamless because it's two different colors black, but there's no light bleeding through. This photo especially, you see it. There's no light bleeding through. It looks totally finished. The black monitor graphics are looking amazing. We're seeing the panels here. Everything is, look at that. It just looks amazing. I have not been to the studio in the past week since Dana did all this work. But everything you can see is really coming together. And Dana's going to talk through some of the graphics. There's the pilot console, which is fracking amazing. I mean, I'm just, oh my God, I'm aroused. And then here we have, now we're looking at the Fleet Ops console, kind of a picture of half of the bridge. And I know you said you were talking to James Simpson about putting the computer monitors in those consoles.
Right. We still have a few of the a few of the eye levels still aren't working, and we need to replace a couple of pies in there. So he took a kind of an inventory of what we still need to do there. And then we started talking about, what we were going to do for those forward consoles, for fleet ops and for the tactical station up front. So each of those has 3 slots for monitors.
Right.
So he's putting together a list of stuff that we can order.
And I don't care what we do and how we do it and who we have to kill. Although I have a short list, but that pilot console needs a computer screen in the center. It so needs it. It is.
Oh, the astrogator.
Oh, the astrogator needs to be freaking amazing animation. That just needs to be like total J.J. Abrams.
That one's going to be a little more difficult to execute, but we can certainly give it a go.
No, you're going to do it. I know you're going to do it. Yeah, you've done everything else so far. You're not going to stop now. So okay. So tell us what you've been working on the inside of the bridge to make it look so pristine.
Well, like we've talked about numerous times with those plexis. Well, first of all, when we got them from the printer, they didn't fit perfectly into the pre-routed holes that Dean and his team had done. I mean, we're talking a 3 years difference. It's amazing that they fit at all. So that, we needed to trim those out to get those fitting perfectly in there. And then once we did get them in, since we printed the consoles on the front, instead of back printing them, you wanted to print them on the front to eliminate that glossy finish that was going to drive your DP wild.
Exactly.
So with them on the front, the problem is that the light is coming up through the clear plexi, or it's white because it goes through a diffuser at the top, but the light bleeds straight out the edges of the plexi. So it makes a white ring around the edge. So I had to take all of those home and start taking a little finish brush and putting coats of paint on the edges. And people were saying, oh, use electrical tape or use this or,
No.
And now first of all, it adds thickness.
Right.
So then we got to reroute the consoles again to add the thickness.
No, you have to reroute them. Yeah. It wasn't like there was a team doing that, dude.
And then it turns into a sticky ass mess. I mean, can you imagine in the summertime what that electrical tape's going to be like?
Oh my God. It's just, no.
Yeah. So no, paint, please.
Exactly.
I don't mind taking the time to do it. It's going to be much better.
I'm just reading some of this.
Can I digress for 1 second?
Hold on. Before you digress, let us give kudos to our super chat people. After Dave G. Sound, we got Adega Outlaw, another one of our super regulars, $19.99 super chat, saying some funds to help you with your amazing work. So there you go.
Awesome.
All these funds. Remember, when we take money on our Axanar Confidential, it all goes to the studio. It goes to Ares Studios. It doesn't go to Axanar. It can't go to Axanar. It's just because of our legal settlement. So it's going to the studio for the bridge and all of that stuff. So thank you, Adega. As always, you are the man. Trey McElwain says, Dana, your skills are amazing. Thank you so much for your time on the Ares Bridge. Michael Cannell, $4.99 super chat. Silicon Valley checking in. Michael, where in Silicon Valley are you? I have spent so much time in Silicon Valley because I had 2 technology companies I started. So used to pitch all the VCs up on Sand Hill Road and you name it. So tell me about where you are. Eccleston Angel says, hey, Stogie, there's a really bad delay echo. I'm not sure what that is because I don't think it's coming. Oh, maybe it is my mic. Let me put that mic away. I think I should be able to shut off that mic, right? Yeah. All right. That might have been my headphone mic. So thank you very much for that. I wonder if Red Alert Alarm is going to be a totally different one that has been used in A-Trek production to date. Probably not. And now here's why. Believing in the in the Star Trek multiverse here, they're using the Star Trek movie Red Alert symbol, that one that you saw in Star Trek. They're using it in Discovery. So I'm like, if they can use it, we can use it. That's totally cool. I'm not saying Discovery is prime timeline. It's not original timeline. So we're clear there. Although season 2 is doing well. Okay, I want to super chats. Let me just screw. We got one from Europe from. Fedagin. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Fedagin. €5. I always love it when they come in foreign denominations. €5, which is like the $5.50, I think. Thank you so much. You didn't ask us a question. Always ask a question. Say something when you do a super chat, because we want to recognize you. And there's one more or two more. Where do we got? And then, of course, Michael Weir. Bam, Michael Weir. Well, I'm just going to call you Bam from now on. Bam, Michael Weir. $50. The bridge is amazing. Can't wait to see the show. Michael, thank you so much. Michael, your posters, I just got to tell Michael, your posters are going out. Here's what happened. I was supposed to ship them, and I bought a tube, and so I cut the tube down. I didn't realize there were two size blueprints. And so I cut it down and I start rolling up and I go, why won't it fit in this tube? And then I realized that you and Michael S. Carter had bought Enterprise blueprints and they were two different sizes. So anyway, Michael Weir, you got the larger one. They're both awesome. So I had to retape your tube together. So you'll see it when you get, so that's going out. So Michael, thank you as always. You're awesome. Val, how are you? Hope you're doing great. Fetijin said, pronounce it right. Kind of like the name from the Dune universe. I changed it a bit. Yeah, I wanted to add a message to Super Chat, but missed it. Well, say whatever you want, Fetijin. You're doing well. All right. So you were going to digress. Go ahead and start digressing.
Just for 1 second, because this is so cool. So, my birthday was last week.
Yes.
And I got a package in the mail today from my friend Timmy. And you got to see this. I don't know. You'll have to tell me if it's framed right.
A little farther back. Hold it closer to you. That's pretty freaking amazing.
Okay, so when the cast is over, take your iPhone camera and scan the QR code on the Borg cube.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's
very
funny.
Cool.
That's freaking cool.
Little geek-gasm there.
All right, very cool. Or nerdgasm, as we call it.
Thank you, Timmy. That's
thank you, Tim.
Awesome.
Hey, by the way, talking about digressing, let's digress here. Let's just show everyone your house.
Okay.
Sorry, you got malframed again.
So one of the questions that Jonathan Lane asked me in my interview is, why is this taking so long? I said, I should have said...
What, your house or the bridge?
The bridge, but I should have said, well, if you ever been in my basement and seen the 6-year basement project, the bridge is going screamingly compared to...
Yeah, I know. I love that when someone says, hey, where's the movie? Hey, listen, we're doing this part-time. Well, no one's paying us to do this. It's like I have to pay for my own sushi. So it's like we're doing it on weekends and I'm out like 2 weekends a month. So, it's like, what's your rush, people? I'd like to get it done soon too, but there's the real world. So yeah, you finally finished your basement. Look at this, people. First of all, people, what you're seeing is his basement. There's his sound room, his recording room, right? He's got a whole little sound studio downstairs. This is his booth, where his recording booth there. You can see the mic and the soundproofing on the walls, which are really like cool and decorative. And then here's his pool table. All that woodwork you see, that wainscoting, that flooring, everything, the windows, it's all done by Dana, right? Look at this. Oh, yeah. Then he's got all his geek weaponry on the walls. He's a Hobbit fan, so he's got all this Lord of the Rings shit on the wall. And that bar, look at that bar, is amazing. The bar is amazing. And then here's his ancient computer and his keyboards. He's still using that stuff. So yeah, it is really an amazing job that Dana does, and so we're so lucky to have him working on the bridge, doing his thing. We'll wait till your bar comes around on again, so I can show everyone, so everyone can take a good look at the bar, because the bar is amazing. So there's his pool table. Have you even used your pool table yet?
I've used it like 3 times.
All right.
I have no one that wants to play pool with me.
Look at that bar. That bar is amazing. It is truly amazing. And Dana says he's going to do that for me when my basement's finished. Okay, so besides the, let's go. We're going to go back to the bridge, and then we're going to look at some of the animations. But go ahead, start telling everyone again everything you've been doing here, because we're seeing photos of the monitors, and they look amazing, and the black is really popping. And so go for it.
Okay, so God, there's just so much.
Let's start with the eye level monitors. Yeah, let's start with the eye levels.
So the eye level monitors were kind of a hot mess. I mean, we started out with computers that we didn't even know if they were going to work, and the monitors were some of them didn't work actually, and some of them because of space restrictions, were actually mounted 90 degrees off axis. So some of the graphics were sideways, and people are just going, hey, you guys know those graphics are sideways? So James came up with the idea of just getting rid of all the computers and using Raspberry Pis for everything, which reduced our power consumption by, I don't know, 200 or 300%. I mean, we went from like a 90 amp pole down to like less than 30.
Less than 30, 27, he said. I don't know. Have we actually measured it? I know that amp meter is attached to the, I think that's attached to the end of the line. So we should be able to get an accurate reading of what it's pulling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we were there last weekend, we had the whole bridge up and running off 2 extension cords.
Yeah. So,
hey, easy peasy now.
It's working. I don't have to spend $900 on a generator anymore.
But one of the things we kind of noticed, I mean, when the art team was working on these graphics for Axanar, Alec was like, we don't want black because the bridge is going to be too dark. And so the original proof of concept graphics all had different colored backgrounds, like a teal blue, and
so you can see that in some of these. You'll see those colors.
Right, the deep reds and stuff like that, and they looked good. But when you compare them to the upper level monitors, where those black backgrounds and those beautiful crisp graphics are just popping off those screens, I was like, I don't know, Alex, should we look at that again? Should we? So he said, just do a test real quick. So I went home and, it was an easy thing to swap out the background colors. So we loaded them up on the Pis and looked at them, and Alec was like, oh, those are smoking.
Well, it's funny because I was watching Star Trek 6 the other day. Just some clips on YouTube I was watching. It's fun to watch I was watching the Sulu scenes because I love Sulu and Command of the Excelsior, and they're all black, and those graphics are just totally popping. And it's funny because we kind of added black like a little at a time, like we added. So we knew the console panels were going to be black, so then we added it to the upper monitor frames to be like closer to the cage, and then we were doing the floor, and we wanted to get away from carpeting because it was too complicated. So we were like, this rubber matting. And I couldn't get the rubber matting in a gray. I had to, because it was so damn expensive. So I had to get it in the black. And we were like, is that black? It's going to make the bridge too dark. And then we put it down and it looked great. And we're like, this is great. This is looking really good. And then we added black to the upper monitors themselves were black with color. And so it's amazing. I'm looking at these photos now, and even with all the black we've added to the bridge, it doesn't look dark at all.
Right. Well, and again, this is not a Constitution class ship like the Enterprise. This is a warship. So it totally makes sense that the colors are, a little more towards the grays and blacks and stuff. I mean, to me, I'm not an expert, but I mean, to me, it looks totally appropriate.
Yeah, I agree. By the way, Silver Bullet 1620, another one of our regulars, donated $5. Just wanted to contribute to the bridge, especially since Dana made the awesome bridge. He didn't make the awesome bridge.
I did not make the awesome bridge.
He finished it. We'll give him the finishing. Dean Newberry made the structure itself. But thank you nonetheless. We appreciate that. And I think, and that is our to-do. That was right. And we also already said hi to Michael Weir. So there we go. So there's Crystal, my girlfriend, walking by, teasing me. Where's my puppy? Upstairs. For all of you again who know about our trials and travails with the 4 little puppies that we tried to rescue from Texas, only one of who survived. Caramel is now with us, and she is doing great, and she is getting just big and long and lean, and she's definitely got some hound in her because she acts like it. She sniffs everything. She's like any puppy, she's chewing everything. Hey, Crystal, bring down Caramel. We'll show her because all you people deserve a little puppy affection. All right, so we're gonna go now and show the first monitor graphic, the COM one. Tell us about this one, and oh God, you stay in your lane, Dana.
I'm a problem child,
You
Alec.
are. I know. I just
There's
can't.
just no keeping me in a box.
Ain't that the truth? So God.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I'm encroaching on my own graphic
I
here. What's
know. I
happening?
know. Really. It's like I can't get you to stay. I'll correct that. Bam. Okay. So go ahead. Tell us about this graphic we're looking at.
Okay, so once we get the eye level static graphics put together, then we're going to start going through and animating them so that we have a lot of movement and more visual interest on the bridge. So while we're working to finish the color palettes and get all these design elements ironed out so we can create the rest of them in bulk, I'm kind of playing around with some design or some animation ideas. And comms is really cool because comms is like one of those, comms and science are the two stations where you can really do more interesting, less ship related type
Remember,
things.
you seem to be forgetting the first rule of show business: never compete with kids or animals. So, well, and I just want everyone to see, because a bunch of you know this is Caramel, and you can see she's getting big. That was Crystal who brought her down. So let's put Caramel up here so you can see how. I mean, some of you have seen the pictures of her when she was a puppy, and now you can see how long. Look, Caramel, look over. Oh. Now she's there. You go, Caramel. So she chews on everything, including our hands and our ears and whatever. And there we go. So I just wanted everyone to see Caramel because so many of you donated to her. Michael Weir, Michael Escardo, all of you. So many of you, all my regulars have donated at one point or another, and helped save Caramel. And even though the other three passed away, and by the way, their ashes are with us now. Thank you all for everything you did. You can get on the screen too, because Crystal's taking care of Caramel. And too, and yeah, you can see she loves her. All right, we're gonna let Caramel go. Crystal.
I feel like we're on the Jimmy Kimmel show.
I know.
Just brought out a wild animal.
I know. Or Johnny Carson. I'm ready to. If Caramel was a boy dog, he'd probably be doing something obnoxious to my headphones. Anyway,
I think Caramel and Roscoe need a play date.
Oh yeah. Oh, Roscoe. See. Dreamy, the big Rottweiler Shepherd mix we have, she's not quite great with little dogs. We're trying it out now. Caramel's getting big enough, but we will definitely bring Caramel over to play with Roscoe. Roscoe is Dana's dog. It's totally sweet.
Yeah, she's good.
Lab mix.
Lab hound mix.
Yeah. So, all right. Bye, Caramel. So there you go. And yes, our other three dogs are like incredibly jealous. It's just, yeah. Anyway, back to Star Trek. Oh wait, where'd that animation go?
Yeah, so that animation that I'm trying there is kind of interesting because it's supposed to be an analysis of some waveform or whatever. But I actually this is a different. Okay, there. I think we're back.
Yeah.
So that low thump, like in the red area, that is actually a radio signal from a pulsar.
Oh wow!
And it's also layered with some telemetry from a Cassini probe. And then it's layered with another, like me actually just playing on the synthesizer for those high bits up in the top end. So it's kind of like a mishmash of different sounds.
Very cool.
But it looks awesome.
All right. So now the next one that you gave me, as you once again get out of your box, tell us about the next one, which is the nav. Okay.
So that's been on the bridge for a while, but so this was, I think Alexander designed this one. So he did a static version of this, and then I took elements of it and put it into Blender and animated the planet and the, what is that, a gravity well vortex.
And why did, I'm sorry, it just moved back to...
So
we got multiple images here. I see.
This is all the eye levels, just ramping through. So this is kind of where we're at. We're experimenting with new colors, the color palettes, because Alec wanted the stations to have, their a signature color, I guess, for each group of stations. Like engineering would have engineering and ops, and environmental.
I think so. Yep, engineering, ops, and environmental.
Right.
Because those are all
Defense,
ship functions.
defense, tactical, and
Weapons.
weapons are
Yep.
all the same. And then we have fleet ops, and I've forgotten. There's so many. But anyway, we have grouped the similar functions into color schemes. So I have a meeting with Alexander this Thursday, and we're going to go over a few last-minute things and kind of hope to nail it down. And then we can put together a template in Illustrator so that we can just step and repeat. Like all these elements would be in place, the color palette's right there, and then all we have to do is start building out all the different eye-level graphics.
Which they look amazing. They really,
Yeah.
they're really. We're looking at engineering now, warp system levels. That's kind of standards graphs and
Right.
and meters and such. So
Alexander is a monster at this stuff.
dude, he's he never gets tired of this stuff.
I know, and he's amazing, and he's like a great resource because I mean, hey, listen, you're gonna think this is funny, but among my friends, like within my social circle, I'm considered like a serious Star Trek geek. And when I came on board with your crew, I realized like what a rank noob that I really am.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh my God, these people know so much. It's just amazing. So here's an example of like the depth of Alexander's knowledge. So we were talking about this color palette, and we ended up at like a lavender color for comms. And I was like, I don't know, Alexander, what do you think about this lavender here? He goes, I'm going to show you something. And he, like within 10 seconds, he pulls up this screenshot of Uhura from Star Trek, I think it was Star Trek 6. And her tunic is the exact same color that we had happened to pick for the lavender in comms. He goes, it works. I'm like, okay, well, serendipity, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't mess with that.
No. It's great. Alexander's amazing. I'm hoping he's watching. He's probably not going to watch this on replay because he's asleep right now. He's in the UK. So, all right. So the last one we're going to watch, Bump It On, which again, you're out of your box. I wonder why that happens.
It's got to be your software because every time you go to move something, it pops me out.
Yeah. Oops. Nope. All right. So anyway, the last one, we see an engineering schematic here.
Right. These are the upper level monitors. These are the large ones. And for the longest time, these things were too big for the displays because we have a 16:9 TV up there. I think they're 40-inch TVs. But the holes, the visual openings on the bridge are smaller. So the graphics were designed for a, HD TV, 1920 by 1080p. Right. But they overhung past the edges. So I finally got around to resizing those. And then I went ahead and added our new color elements so we could have a look at what those look like in context with everything else.
We got to get these printed out. These are just amazing, and I'm sure the fans would love them.
Right. And I think these, if I'm not mistaken, I think a lot of these were Lee's that Lee put together.
Yeah, could be. Could well be.
For Axanar. So, yeah. Another really talented artist, Lee Quesenberry or Quisenberry, however you say it. Alec and I are always going back and forth on that.
So I'm just going to read a couple of comments out. Dane Bramage says, you guys take all the time needed to make this dream come true. It's the only way Axanar is going to be Jim. Thank you. Yes, we agree. Michael S. Carter, sorry to be late again. Dinner with the wife. Well, tell us, Michael, where do you take your wife to dinner? Let us pass judgment on whether you're a good husband or not. Let's see what else we got. Someone asked here about the chair in front of comms. That it's a blue chair with it's basically a TOS chair. It has not. It's a replica of the chair that was in Captain Kirk's quarters. It's just a chair that I bought from someone, and it's on the bridge, just because we needed a chair on the bridge. But it will not play in Axanar, at least on the bridge. It might be in the captain's quarters. That might be cool. So anyway, so since you guys asked about that, let's see what else we got. This stuff is just blowing me away. Thank you. Mike Oscar says, "What? We're impersonating Captain Kirk in Star Trek 2." Let's see what else you guys got that we can answer. Is every Starfleet ship able to set a custom red alert klaxon sound based on a preset of Starfleet red alert klaxon? I don't know. That's a good question. I definitely think that every race would have their own. In our time period, in the Axanar, in the war, Starfleet, every ship is crewed by different crews. They're not integrated, right? That's part of canon. And Dana once again falls out of the screen. What is up with you, dude?
It's not me. I'm sitting
now. Yeah, are you? Oh, I don't know what. Okay, so now I got to readjust you because you're just being a problem child. Oh yeah.
Maybe I should move from side to side to make it harder for you.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, thanks, because that's what I need. Let's see. Dane Bramage says, "Fly her apart then." Yeah, my favorite line in all of Star Trek, it's Sulu. Then fly her apart then. Okay. What else we got? Shane Freud is here. How close is the bridge size-wise to the TOS Enterprise? It's exactly the same diameter as the TOS bridge. It is built on a TOS bridge, just so you know. Then again, the bridge in Cage used blues and grays. Yes, it did, and that's kind of where we took our color cues from. Everyone's saying hi to Caramel the puppy. And by the way, as we're talking about puppies here, I want to send a shout out to Shane Freund, one of our loyal fans, because and I'm going to get back to serving the bridge, and messing with Dana here, and we're going to say Shane did an amazing thing the other day. Shane found a Chihuahua puppy outside his apartment, running loose, and he brought it in, took care of him for a day, and was going to adopt him out. Sorry guys. There we go. As Dana continues to be a problem child.
It's you,
dude. It's this freaking software. I have no idea what it's something about you being coming through Skype, right? Since you're coming through Skype, we have to use a plugin called NDI Source, and for whatever reason, every time I switch a screen or just for whatever reason, you screw up. Anyway, but Shane Freud saved this puppy, brought him in, fed him, got him a leash, was going to find him a good home. I told him, he asked me for all sorts of advice. I said, here's what you do. I said, first you take him to the vet and you see if he has a chip. If he has a chip, it'll tell you who the owner is. I said, and we went through all the different things he was going to have to do to find the owner. Meanwhile, he was posting photos of the puppy. He was sleeping with the dog was sleeping in his bed. It was great. He did it great. And the next day he was walking and down the street, knocking on doors, saying, "Do you know anything about this puppy?" And sure enough, the puppy raced up to one of the houses on the front door. Shane knocked on the front door, and the owner was like, "Uno," and he was so happy. So found the owner just like that. So shout out to Shane Freud for being a good animal lover. We love everyone who loves dogs and takes care of dogs or cats or any kind of animal. What kind of beer is? Okay, this is an important question. What kind of beer is Dana drinking? Dana is a huge IPA lover, so I'm going to let him talk.
Yeah, this is Southern Juice by Jekyll Brewing out of Smyrna, Georgia. It's a IPA. It's a little bit on the citrusy side. It's a little bit on the dank side. It's nice and it's a little bit hazy and very much delicious.
Kind of looks
Cheers
like your urine when you have a urinary tract
infection. Oh, for God's sakes. Infected urine indeed, sir.
So
I am incensed.
So Dana takes his veer very seriously. Dom Oranzi says, me and my friends were inspired by Axanar to have 3 forward consoles for our ship's bridge. Good call. We like that. Charles R. Williamson Jr., one of our favorite Axanar fans and a U.S. Navy vet, says, I used to do stuff like that in the U.S. Navy. Eccleston Angel calls what you were showing her graphics porn. Captain Jesse, is the pilot console customizable for left-handed pilots and right-handed pilots and even three-handed species? Why, yes, of course it is. That's the beauty of having, all these electronics is you can reconfigure whatever you need.
That's an interesting point. Let's touch on that after you're done.
Okay, let me just get through it. I use Blender, Dom. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Dom, if you want to do some work for Axanar, just email me, alec@axanarproductions.com. What else? Oh, someone said, can I turn my mic up a bit? So maybe it's just that I don't have it close enough to me. So tell me if that's any better. Captain Jesse, are the Ares class Duotronics console in universe are totally customizable like the L cards of the USS Enterprise and newer ships? Yes, absolutely they are. Michael S. Carter, $50 super chat because Michael does not like being outdone by Michael. You guys are the best. Greetings all, Alec and Dana. Dana, thanks for being here tonight. Dana, now for a really important question. What kind of beer are you having tonight? Okay, well, we already answered that, Michael, so you can answer another question.
If you waste 20 minutes, it could be a different one.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see, what else we got? Yeah, Charles R. Williamson is suffering from cancer and undergoing chemo, so a lot of times he's under the weather. Axar, sell the screen stuff as screensavers. Oh, yes. I have another. David Chilson says, I have a question. What will Garth's quarters look like compared with the quarters set in TOS? Different. I can't tell you too much. We have photos, which we'll be showing you. Stogie is really big on us finishing that set, so we will let you know. If anyone can throw Stogie $5 for his new computer, we've been slowly taking money and helping him with his computer since he does he's the producer of the YouTube channel. So if you can throw him $5 on his GoFundMe, that'd be appreciated. When not in usage, can Ares class upper monitors display readouts of space art like on the TOS bridge? I guess they could. Let's see what else we got. I need a USS Michaels on the show. What else we got? Adam of Grayskull says, wish you guys all the best. You're doing great work, so thank you. Old Code says, Alec, in PTA, it looks like, for a second I was like, PTA? What the hell is PTA? Oh, Prelude to Axanar, okay. It looks like you're suggesting the Enterprise was built at Axanar, but I've always heard it was built in Earth, in orbit above San Francisco Navy Guards. What's the story? Aha! You need to go back and listen to it again, because it was built around Earth. Go back and listen very carefully to what we say, and then dissect those words very carefully. Let's see. Loving the bridge set. Rock on, Alec and Dana. How would the Ares bridge look like in the console readout from the late 2287 to 2290 Starfleet era? I don't know. Different? That's a tough question. Liebshin says, for Christ's sake, Alec, 2 live streams in one night. You're a busy tuber. Yes, tonight I am. We may wind up moving Axanar Confidential. We're talking about splitting Axanar Confidential and Real Trek and doing them both on Friday nights because the Nerdcast is Monday nights. So stay tuned for that. That is all in discussion right now. Whoops. What else we got? And then 3 cheers for the microbrews from Herb Bluntman. Shane says, Alec was my hero when he PayPal'd me $25 to help buy Uno food and a leash because I was broke after Emerald City Comic Con. Well, of course, we're always here for dogs. So dogs and fans of Axanar and dog fans of Axanar. What are the two forward stations left and right of the navigator's Hellman's station? So the left front is tactical, right front is fleet ops since he's in charge the Garth's in charge of the fleet. Silver Bullet, are fans allowed to work with the Ares class in their fan universe? Yes, of course. Absolutely. We want the Ares everywhere. So talk to me. Let me know. We would love you to use our ships. I call it open source Axanar. That's what we're here for. We're here for you guys. And at some point, we'll even be sharing, if you have a bridge, we're going to be sharing all the monitor graphics and everything. So this is what Star Trek's all about, is sharing our love, guys. That bridge looks far better than Discovery's sorry effort. Every station looks so realistic, yet stays true to canon detailing. So, I don't know, Dana, what do you think of Discovery's bridge? Have you been watching Discovery?
I got to tell you, we bought it the first season on iTunes. And I was, you were with me when we watched the pilot.
That's right.
And we were both a little skeptical about it, especially with the Klingons and stuff. But I got to say, Allie and I love the show. It's dark, so it's definitely different, right, from Star Trek, which is, typically with themes of hope and prosperity and how mankind is. And this show is kind of the antithesis of that, right? There's a lot of intrigue. It's dark. The characters are really gritty, not perfect human beings by any stretch. But I think it kind of makes for good drama. So I'm enjoying it. I love it.
Season 2 is great. As bad as season 1 was, season 2 is really good. I think they made some great changes. So whatever they did, whoever they fired, good job, because the new team is doing a really good job. As far as the bridge sets go, look, I hate the bridge in Discovery. It's so big, it makes no sense. Why would a bridge be that big? That it makes absolutely no sense. There's so much space on that bridge, right? I hate that. The graphics, it's all JJ style stuff, and more, and I'm okay with that. Again, it's not original timeline. It's an alternate universe. Whatever you want to tell me, it's not the original.
Here's a geek question for you, Alec.
Yeah.
So is the Shenzhou? Is that the
Shinzo?
I'm trying to think if there's any other ship that has the bridge on the bottom of the saucer.
Not as far as I know.
Interesting concept.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. That's the least of the problems in the Discovery universe.
I wasn't suggesting it was a problem. I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Well, listen, the bridge should be in the middle of the ship, the most protected part of the ship. Right? Let's put the bridge with all the important people on top in a glass dome. That's a good idea. Or as in JJ's universe, with a window. Okay. Let's Dave G Sound sent us another $2 super chat. Will the bridge consoles always still explode? Yes, of course. They always got to explode. HX2823 says, as many times as I've seen Prelude, I'm recalling that it was said that the sum of the heavy cruisers were built at Axanar, but not specifically Enterprise. Actually, what it says is, the Klingons learn that the new Federation heavy cruiser is being built over Axanar. That's what it says. So think about that. And before you jump to any conclusions, think about what that means. The Klingons learned. Does it say the Federation heavy cruisers are being built at Axanar? No. It says the Klingons learned the Federation heavy cruisers were being built at Axanar. So take that, put it in your sock, and we'll come back next week and we'll talk about it. Let's see, what else do you guys have to say? Could Andorians use Discovery like Dualtronics displays, or are the Vulcans use the I'm not quite sure I understand, Captain Jesse. But look, the original idea for Axanar was that every bridge was going to look different. Andorian bridges were going to have a different color scheme, like a cooler color scheme. And then Vulcans were going to have a redder color scheme. Ryan Tellarites, who knows what the hell we're going to do. But that was the idea. So everything's meant to be configurable, as it could be. How is the bridge going to be set lit? Will there be a daytime and nighttime modes? Probably not, right? It's probably always on the bridge. It's always your duty shift, so it's going to be lit the same way. Stogie, what's your fundraiser called again? Is it Kickstarter or GoFundMe? It's GoFundMe. Stogie, post the GoFundMe link in there again. Whoops, and I keeps. Yeah, Silver Bullet, you go for it. We're yeah. So okay, I think we're kind of up to date. And there you go, Kostogi. So okay, we're up to date. So there you go. So what else do we have to do on the bridge, Dana?
So let me see. Next steps. So there's still some painting work to do, and there's still some trim work to do on some of the consoles to get them to fit. We're probably, I don't know, 70% finished on that. So there's still some of that left to do. And I discovered once I had painted those things and brought them and set them in that there was still light coming through. So some of them have to come back for like a third and fourth coat. But that's minor stuff. I can do that at home. The biggest construction thing that we have left, I think, is deciding what we're going to do with that science/ops first off XO station.
Oh, yeah.
Because we talked about doing the viewer. And I did look online, and most of the pictures I saw of the Spock viewer, the science officer's viewer, was to the left of the last circular panel. So I think we can look at that, but it might be safe to go ahead and route those last two semicircles and put the viewer to the left of it.
Okay.
I'll show you the pictures I saw, and then we can talk about that. But we have to figure out what we're doing with that last science station, XO station, whatever we're calling it.
Yes, we do.
We have to start working on the backlighting for the forward consoles. Fleet Ops and Tactical both need backlighting. We've got some stuff under there that we plug in now and again so we can get our jollies, but we actually need to, firm that up, get some power to those consoles and light them up. And we're also going to need power when we install the monitors in there. So we've got monitors, backlighting for the forward consoles. We got backlighting to do in the helm and navigation console. We have to look at options for dropping in a monitor for the astrogator. And then we have to do some backlighting for the Duratrans that are replacing the eye-level monitors that aren't monitors. We have these odd-shaped openings that are actually going to be plexis. So we're going to have to build a backlight panel. And I figured out a solution for clipping those things into place.
Oh, good.
It's going to be real simple. We just rip little strips of wood. They sit on a ledge, and there's going to be little twisties that just lock it into place.
Perfect.
Easy peasy. We can swap them out if we need to really quickly.
Awesome.
So that's kind of where we're at right now. In our downtime, Alexander and I will continue pecking away at the eye-level monitors and the rest of the graphics. James is working on a list for the rest of the pies, the rest of the cables. I think we need. I can't remember what he said. I was in the zone, but he has a few odds and ends that we need to get. So it's basically just taking stock of what we need, making lists, spending money, and finding a weekend to keep pecking away at it.
All right. Excellent.
Oh, we should talk about Pasha and the kids.
Oh yeah.
Because that's really important.
Yeah.
So today,
and Stogie, maybe you can, if you can pull up the link to the feed for the kids, the latest student film that was shot on our bridge. Because I think we're in film. The third film has been finished that was shot on our bridge.
They are engaging starting today. Is today Monday? Yes. Okay. Today was the first day of filming on a huge project that Pasha is spearheading at the studio. These kids are taking on a really ambitious, they're talking like, I don't know, two or three dozen special effects scenes in this thing.
Wow.
I mean, they're doing a actual Star Trek style production in here. And it looks from the storyboards I saw that they wanted for the special effects, it looks like it's going to be a pretty cool story. So I think they're going to be in the studio for the next 2 or 3 weeks, 2 to 3 days a week, and maybe a little bit on the weekends. So that's why I had to clean up all my mess and get this place looking spiff, because they're going to be in here for weeks shooting.
Wow.
But it's really exciting. I don't know how many schools are involved, but kids, usually from a different number of different schools come in and work on these projects. It's a collaborative thing usually. So yeah, that's cool.
And is this the project that that Vince Barnett is involved in? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's pretty big doings, so I'd imagine it's more than just Pasha.
Yeah, I think that's the project that they're doing together. But awesome. Yeah, listen, the kids are using our studios. That's great, and that's just an added benefit of what Ares Studios is all about. It's like helping train young filmmakers, and now they're getting better and better. They're getting better and they're getting better and better sets, because the first group of filmmakers, it was an unfinished set, right? And then it's been getting closer and closer to actually finished. Let's see. Hold on one sec to close. Okay. So yeah. So real excited. Well, listen, Dana, thank you so much. We appreciate your time and your energy and everything you've done. It's great to see this bridge so coming together, because we've had it for so long, and now it's finally getting to the point where it's going to be fully functional, as Data would say. And we just need, I really, there's not a lot left. I mean, we're really fine tuning it, because you can shoot on it now, but once we get the right now you see the pilot station and the fleet op station, we're going to get the computer consoles in there, finish with the rubber matting and then we got to finish a few more chairs, chair bottoms. You see the chairs there, and we're rocking and rolling. So it's great to have you on board. Thanks for coming on tonight and sharing all your hard work. And we'll have you back once the bridge is finished, because I think in 60 days this thing is totally finished and really ready for. Right, I'm giving you a deadline. That's basically what I'm giving you.
I'm not accepting that deadline.
No, oh, okay.
You just said earlier that we're all volunteers. Hey, the weather's getting warm. I got to start cutting my lawn soon.
Yeah, damn right. And we got to go downtown and have a beer. I heard McRae's just opened their rooftop bar, so time for us to go down in the evenings and start drinking at McRae's.
But the beauty of where we're at with the project right now is that, a lot of this stuff we can start, working on in the evenings. I mean, it's an hour for me to get to the studio and get back. So when I go there, it's got to be worth the trip.
Right.
Right. But, things like painting edges and working on graphics and stuff like that, I can, I'm done with work. I can come over here and mess around with that. It's easy to do, and we can, continue to make good progress on it.
Yeah, and we have other volunteers, and we have all the volunteers coming in later on this month, as a matter of fact. So to ship out the patches. So
awesome!
So we'll do a whole weekend and get stuff done for both days. But all right, well, for now, thank you to all our fans as always. You guys are awesome. Holy crap! What happened? You guys started throwing money at us. So now let me scroll back and thank everyone. Let's see. Wow, you guys were on fire. Okay. Let's see. What nice bridge layout. Thank you. In universe, how hard is it going to be to fix or replace a console after they explode? It should be pretty easy, right? As things progress, everything should be easier. Everything should be modular, right? Dom says, if I may offer a suggestion for the lighting, I think the console alcove lights should turn red at either red alert or when the ship is on emergency power. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We've talked about that in the past.
RGB LEDs.
There you go. Eccleston Angel says, Axanar is canon and don't you bloody forget it. Thank you. If Section 31 exists in Axanar, how would they fit into the story? So, yes, Section 31 exists at the time of Axanar. Axanar takes place 20 years before Kirk serves on the Enterprise. We know Section 31 existed in the time of Enterprise, and we know it existed in the time of Deep Space Nine. So just draw a straight line between those. It existed the entire time. You just didn't see it. I would think that during a war, Section 31 was really freaking active. Let's see. What station is going to be the XO station? The station just to the left of Sciences. What else we got here? Any Trek posted? How long before we see the mini movie? I don't know. That's we're trying to shoot it this summer, but let's see. We're making progress. Everything's little by little happening the way we want. So we are on track, hitting all our milestones to shoot this summer. Are you going to have the viewer that rises up like Sulu had? Yeah, I would love to have something like that. We don't have it in our station, and because it was really cool, but we don't have it in the pilot station, and I'm not sure the purpose of that. Right? Everything has to be form follows function. So what's the purpose of that viewer? Why wouldn't it be on a screen? Why wouldn't it be? I always had a bit of a problem with that because it felt like a targeting viewer, and that would be tactical. So I don't know. Good question though. Hey Alec, John Tesler, our good friend John Tesler. Hey Alec, sorry about all your car troubles today. I heard, but dude. Hey Alec, here's the link to the review for the last film the kids did, Alien Territory. Thank you. Stephen Hughes donated $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Stephen. Feel free to ask a question when you donate money, Stephen. That's how you get noticed. Where is she? Stogie, would you please message me? That's Eccleston Angel. Michael Weir, another $20. Hey guys, gotta run. Grandbaby wants her bedtime movie. Have an awesome one. Hey Michael Weir, you are the man. Thank you. He just keeps throwing 20s at us like we're at some strip club. I don't know. He's awesome.
Maybe I should get a poll in here for the next.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, then it'd all be one. So let's stick with the 20s. While we get to see some of those projects, will we get to see some of those? Absolutely. We're going to start posting them all on the Axanar YouTube channel. So yeah. Is George Kirk a captain of an Ares class ship? Oh, that's a good question, right? He was serving with April on the Enterprise, right? So I don't know what he'd be doing. I have to think about that. That's a good question. Stephen Hughes, $10 super chat. Shuttlecraft, have you thought about using a small mobile like home? That way, if you need to move it, you can, especially to an outdoor setting.
The backup camera.
Sure. Yeah. Have you thought about using a small mobile like home? I'm not sure if I understand the question. So ask again, Stephen, without donating another $10. We'll give you a freebie there. Michael Weir has taken off. Heckleson Angel says, God, I love this bridge porn. We're all about the bridge porn, and the starship porn. Hey, Raymond Moore from the Star Trek Appreciation Society. Thank you very much. Liebchen says he just took a quick look at the student film. You need to guide them in the sound department. They have the boom mic too far away, so it's big at reflections. Yeah, we're trying to get more and more professionals in to work with the students and guide them and mentor them and stuff like that. So yes, thank you so much for that. And we're almost at the end. So let me just... In Nowhere Gutman has gone before, the Alco engine was Captain Jesse. I'm not quite sure I understand what you're saying there. Glitter and dental floss, get on it. All right. I think we've hit the end of our questions there. Thank you for everyone. I think I thank Michael Weir for his last. I think his was the last super chat. So thank you very much, everyone, tonight. Thank you for donating. Thank you for joining us. We will leave this up because this is a great interview, and we'll circle back with Dana when we get closer to being totally finished with the bridge or finished, because then we'll start doing things like the chairs and touching up the paint, and the turbo lift has to be finished too. So that's it for now. So thank you very much, Dana. Thank you very much to our fans. Good night, all. And as always, live long and prosper. All right. Well, Dana, thank you for joining me. We're not talking over the outro doesn't pick up our voices. Yeah, dude, that was great. I'm glad you joined us. This was a good one. We were going to cut it. Adjusted exactly an hour. That's awesome.